Yes, there are celestial beings all around. Is it not exciting?
Yes.
Celestial beings. And you are the pearls of the earth. You are these divine pearls that have been crafted beautifully. Your value is beyond measure. Your value is beyond measure. But you must remember that. How does one remember that when their boss tells them you did a lousy job? Or your husband says, you know, can't you do any better than that? Or your child criticizes you for being too OCD. How do you remember your specialness, your uniqueness? How do you remember that? You choose to put yourself in situations with people who love you, with people who adore you, with people who remember your beauty. So when you forget, you can call them and you can say, I'm having such a hard time today and I need your help. Because just as each pearl unto itself is whole and complete, but when you make a string of pearls, it's a thing of beauty that you can wear, that can bring a sense of, why do people like pearl necklaces? It is because it is Mother Nature's perfection coming through. And each of you is a perfect expression of Mother Nature's perfection. So today, we always look at what is this particular group? What is the common sort of thread that runs through this particular group? And we're feeling very strongly that there are some questions here about marriage and about relationship and about the divine connection of, if love is truly the greatest gift of being on earth, which we believe it is. We believe that truly is the greatest gift of being on earth, is the love that you share and the love that you hold in your heart. How can you be in what we call a sacred relationship? Not just with your partner, but with others. How can you bring that sacredness back in? The only way is to remember it in yourself. And how do you remember it in yourself? How do you remember your sacredness? Sometimes it is important to read inspirational material. Somebody who remembers when you have forgotten. And then you read it and you go, oh, of course, I remember that. I remember when I knew that and I forgot that. It's okay to look for inspiration from others when your inspiration gets weak. You may have just recently been through something very, very difficult. And your hope and your faith and your remembrance of who you really are inside, that beautiful soul of light and love, is just shut down. It's like the door is shut and it's dark. That is when you pick up the tools of inspiration from others. The books, the lectures, the music, poetry. You allow yourself to be in that place and are willing and able to ask for help. But first you have to have the awareness, oh, I really feel like I'm in a dark place. Because if you don't have that awareness, you're not really going to want to turn on the light. So how can you get that awareness? How can you really have that self-reflection of, I used to be more patient. I used to be more hopeful. I used to be more kind, or whatever it was. And how can you bring that back in so that you know that you can get back on the track, back in that rhythm of your soul. So the rhythm of the soul, for some, it's the pace is very different. For others, it's more like this. It's very steady. And for others, it's just a very faint. But each of them is perfect. What is your rhythm? Are you going against your own natural rhythm? Because it doesn't matter what anybody else's rhythm is. What matters is that you're in tune to your rhythm. If you're wired to go at a very fast pace and you force yourself to move very, very slowly, it blocks your energy, it blocks your creativity, it blocks your flow. And if you're wired to move very, very slowly and you're pushing yourself in a 60-hour-a-week job, it blocks your flow. It blocks your life force. So it's really about learning who am I? And who am I beyond all that I think I am? Because as you get older, you give up your job title, you give up the physical beingness. If you had a very strong, buff body, naturally, the body changes, the skin loosens. There's a softening that happens. So you give that up. You give up your role as parent. You give up your different place in the world. Who are you left with? Who is that? That is sustained through it all. That is present. That is your soul. That is the vibration of your being. And that is what we want you to learn, to get in touch with.